Good afternoon. We are just so happy to have you. This is Front Porch Conversations, and we are so delighted to have a relatively new resident with us that has dropped by to come and sit a spell with us. So you just get to pull up your rocker and sit down. We are going to be talking to Sue Proctor today, and I think you're going to be surprised who's come to live in our community. Hey, Sue, how are you?
Hi, Kay.
It's so nice to see you and visit with you today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're thrilled. Where did you come from?
I was born and raised in Miami, Florida, as was my two sisters, and my dad, all from Miami.
Really?
And was raised there, going to the beach all the time.
Yeah.
Every weekend, my mother loved the beach, So we'd get up on Saturday, do our chores, go straight to the beach. And so it was a great place to grow up.
And
Not so sure about now,
exactly.
but it was a great place to grow up.
Well, that plays old tapes for me as well, because I'm from Miami.
You are?
I was not born in Miami, but I was raised down there.
Were you?
Well, yeah, I was. Where were you in Miami? Because some of our people will want to know.
Hialeah and Miami Springs.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah, I went to Miami Springs Senior High, and I went to Hialeah, South Hialeah Elementary School.
Well, I'll be.
And Miami Springs Junior High.
And you said two sisters?
Two older sisters.
Two, okay.
My sister Candy lives in Live Oak. She's been here her whole adult life.
Really?
And they have a son, and he has a wife and a little 2-year-old, and which is a lot of the reason why I'm here.
Okay, that explains it.
And so they live in town off of 129, and my oldest sister just moved here.
She did.
Last week, from Jacksonville.
From Jacksonville. To the village?
To the village.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be.
She's on 6th floor Carter House.
Is that right?
And I'm on the 4th floor. So we haven't lived in the same city in 50 years, over
You're
50 years.
You're enjoying that, aren't you?
I love having her here. Yes.
I'll be.
Yeah, very
what did
happy.
your dad do in Miami at that time?
He worked for Eastern Airlines, and he traveled. He was an auditor, so he went around to different offices, and he had to go to New York. So he traveled a lot, and then he was in a civilian in the Navy. And he was an auditor for the Navy, and he traveled the world 3 times over. Yeah, he was an interesting man.
I bet he was.
Yeah,
Sue. I bet. Yeah.
Yeah, he was a card. He had a good personality.
Well, we have a lot in common. You all excuse us for a minute. My dad was with Pan Am.
Oh,
and
really?
my daughter was with Eastern. So you're just ticking all the boxes that bring Miami back to me.
Yeah.
And I was down in South Miami.
South Miami, okay.
Yeah, that's where I was
My
raised.
mother used to say, anything north of 49th Street is Georgia.
It's the truth.
That's what she used to
That's
say.
good. That's a good say. I had never heard that before.
I think
that's
that
great.
was, I think she made that up, and she said it her whole life. But, yeah.
And then where did you go to work when you started working and you got out of school?
I went to Fort Lauderdale and got my FCC license. It was a license to broadcast. Back then, you had to have an FCC license to get, that was a requirement for a job, because you had to make transmitter adjustments.
Sure.
And so the FCC required you to do that. And back then, we signed off. You remember,
I had forgotten
bars
that.
and tone for like 3 a.m. in the morning until 6 or something. So back then we signed off, and so you had to have a license to shut the transmitter down and stuff like that.
So your goal was what job then when you got out?
You know what? I didn't know. I loved I loved TV. But how I got started was in drama in high school.
Oh, you did?
I loved the backstage stuff, the lighting and the audio and the props and all of that. And I was going to go to New York and see if I could make it. And my drama teacher pulled me aside and said, "It's brutal. You know, even if you do make it, it's brutal. But broadcasting is opening up to women." And they had back then, for the individual stations, they had this law that you had to hire so many females.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
So, yes, I got probably a job over a man that had the same qualifications that I did, but I got my first job in Fort Pierce, Florida.
In Fort Pierce?
In Fort Pierce, little itty bitty tiny station, WTVX. If you lived a mile away, you couldn't get the station. It was so little, and
had to move the rabbit ears.
Exactly. But that's where I cut my teeth, and I loved it there. And anything I could do. I started off in the shipping room.
I was going to ask, where were you in that process?
So back then, they had these huge, giant reels that the Mike Douglas show was on, and the PTL Club, and all that huge reels, and they were heavy. And you had to put them on a machine and thread it and roll it and put it on air. And so I started doing that, working on the newscast and running audio, and I started on camera.
You did?
And I did start on camera.
On operating the camera or on camera?
Operating the camera, yeah, operating. I've never been on, I've never been an anchor or
a reporter?
Or a reporter or anything like that. I'm all behind the scenes.
I got you.
The only time that you would see me is if I got in camera range. And so that's where I started in WTVX in Fort Pierce, and then I moved to West Palm Beach, at WPTV, and I worked there for 3 years, and I did the newscasts. That was my main job, directing the newscasts, and I was that was a great place to live. Yeah, it was fun.
I bet it was.
It was fun. Yeah.
If you love the beach.
If you love the beach, yes. But Rose Kennedy lived in Palm Beach.
You're right.
And she was alive, but she was failing. And producers tell anchors through their ear if a story is dead. And when I worked there, a producer went into the anchor's ear and said, Rose Kennedy is dead. and he thought Rose was dead, not the story. And the look on his face, this just in. We got that under control really quickly. And
you don't think about those things happening. Those are great inside stories.
Especially at a small station.
Yeah.
We had an anchor, the main anchor, got sick right there on the air. And there was a reporter. Her name was Norma O'Donnell, and she was a reporter and very nervous. And Alex, he went over. He just went over. And she we were telling her, Norma, you got to get up and take Alex's place. And she did. Until we went to commercial. We that's when you take a break.
Yeah, sure, and recalibrate.
Yeah, we did that, and he was all right. She needed to go home and have a stiff drink that night. But yeah. That's a small town television. It was just so much fun. You got to do everything yourself and everything.
Well, you were really cross-trained in so many ways.
I was,
because of it being smaller.
I was, and that made me a good instructor later on.
I bet it did.
I helped and trained a lot of people, especially on camera, and technical directing is a huge board, longer than I can reach, that has buttons and switches and knobs on it, and that's what you see when you're watching television.
Right.
There's a person there. There's a person sitting next to you telling you what to do, and you're the one that puts the effects and the tape that rolls and the cameras that are on air. So I learned all in a small station, and it helped me progress.
It's more of a choreography than you think it is.
Yes. It is organized chaos a lot of time.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of time.
But you trained anchors. And
I didn't train anchors, but that's something that you start in a small place like WTVX and report for them.
Sure.
If you're good, you go on.
You go on.
Yeah. I know that, Cheryl Atkinson, she's on the news desk that we can see here. I used to work with her back in Fort Pierce when she was just nobody, So that's how reporters come up, and writers, the same thing. They are taught by journalists how to write, and I will say that it's very different nowadays. Journalists don't come out of college learning the things that journalists did back in the day.
Exactly.
And the anchors were very good. We had, I don't know if you ever heard of these people, but they're the best anchors that I ever worked with at CNN, with Don Harrison, and he worked in Tampa. That's where he came from.
Oh, he did?
He was an anchor there for a long time. Lynn Russell, David Goodnow. These people were so good. It's just so good. And that was back in the day of CNN. Not familiar with anybody that works there now.
Right.
As an anchor, I do know people that work there. But it was fun getting there. I went to a station in Atlanta from WPTV.
Yeah, I wondered how you made that leap.
I did. And I worked at the Video Music Channel. And this was a little UHF station that we took people that you hadn't heard of, bands, and we did interviews. Sometimes they performed. Mm-hmm. I directed an interview with the Go-Go's.
Oh, B.
And Ted Nugent, Midnight Rider, a lot of, and that was so much fun.
I bet it was.
Because there were no rules really or anything, and that was before MTV was so big.
Sure, of course. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so that was fun and a learning experience too. Speaking of cut.
Yeah.
We had a woman from the Go-Go's that came in. It was the drummer, and they were all sitting kind of in a half circle, and there were some props behind it, and it was her, a cutout of her playing drums, and right in the middle of the interview, it fell and hit her on the head.
Oh, my word.
Yep. So we, you just gotta stop.
Roll with it.
If it's live, you just gotta keep going.
Exactly.
But we were recording, so we could stop and fix it and go back. And
that's a blessing when you're recording.
Yeah. So that was a great way to be creative, and nothing was set in stone. You could kind of do what you wanted, and they went under. I guess, I'm not sure why, but I do know that my paycheck wouldn't cash. So.
Oh, they did go under.
So
well, you made that leap then to CNN?
Well, I decided I'm done. I'm going back to Miami. I'm going to be a lifeguard.
What a leap.
And so I was, pondering my life one day, and my boss from the Video Music Channel called me and said, hey, I got you an interview at CNN, and it's a favor, and so don't mess it up. And I thought to myself, what do I got to lose?
Sure.
Sure. And I liked Atlanta. Well, at first I didn't like it. I'm from Florida, and I went to some place I had never seen snow before.
Oh, boy.
And I didn't know how to dress either. I didn't know about layers.
I understand.
Right?
I do.
One of my friends from Boston said, well, you got to put more clothes on, because I was always cold. So I went for that interview, and it was the best interview I ever had because I didn't care. I wasn't nervous about getting that.
You weren't that invested in it.
Right? And I had the best interview, and I got hired. And CNN was at the Techwood Drive. Right. You could see it. Ted bought a Jewish men's club. And he put CNN downstairs and TBS in the upstairs.
Ted Turner. I'll be.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
That's okay.
Ted Turner. And that's where CNN started, 1982. And then in 1983, he started Headline News. He filled in the pool. And that's where CNN Headlines was started. And that's where I worked. and it's a big mansion, and has studios upstairs and everything. And then in 1987, we moved to the CNN Center,
which is huge.
It is, and it was used for retail. But now, I don't know about a lot of people might not know what this is. Sid and Marty's Magical World or something. It was the first indoor amusement center, and they recorded a kids show down there. And there was an ice skating rink there and a movie theater. And what we did was, we moved in and tore down walls and made a studio for CNN and CNN Headlines, and PBS and TNT were left back at the mansion.
Sure.
And now that complex is huge.
I bet.
It's got Discovery Channel,
sure,
TCM, which I love.
Yes,
I love those.
You got to see it all come into fruition, didn't you?
I did.
You saw it birth.
I saw after Mr. Turner bought the MGM library. For a while, it was in Atlanta at the mansion, and one of the things I remember is that I got to see that library because it was all reels.
Sure.
It wasn't digitized back
How
then.
long were you with CNN?
I was with them for 16 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So you were really there when it was all. Did you have any children? Did you have a family?
I have no children.
No?
I have a fur baby.
Okay.
that lives here with me.
Yeah.
And then of course my little nephew is my heart.
Oh, I know.
He's 2.
You had mentioned him to me.
Yeah, he's
in Live Oak, right?
Yeah. About 10 minutes from here.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And so he's close.
And so what brought you to the village?
Well, my sister, I've been coming here my whole life just to see my sister.
Yeah, okay.
And
so you were familiar with it?
Well, I didn't know this was out here. I'm totally clueless. And I came out here, and we would go camping on the river, take the boat out on the river.
Sure.
So many times. Never knew this was here. And then my brother-in-law's father came to live here from Tallahassee. And he was here, I'm not really sure how many years that he was here, but that's how I know about it.
You are just fascinating. You really are. It's exciting. People would not know all that you've done in your lifetime, and that you were behind the scenes of a lot of things that we saw done in
I had
broadcasting.
I had a good run.
Yes, you did.
If you like or love what you do,
it's not work, is it?
It's just the best thing. It was a long career. I was in broadcasting over 44 years.
Oh, Sue.
And
what has anything here at the village surprised you?
Lots of things.
Lots of things?
The sense of community.
Yeah, I agree.
Just everybody takes care of each other. People walk each other's dogs and babysit each other's dogs. I got COVID after the last hurricane, and I'm sure it was because we were all bored. We were down in the activity room.
Sure.
And I got COVID, and they took my coordinator.
Right.
Got me food. And just people were just very, very nice, and got me through COVID. And so I like that there are first responders here 24/7.
I like that too.
You don't find that around
other
places. And I just feel like the staff cares. They really,
I
really
agree.
care.
Yeah.
I really do feel that. So, yeah, I kind of came here thinking, yeah, okay, you know, hopefully Cindy will come here and stay
Sure.
and live here, and I'll have a friend.
Sure.
I have friends.
You have friends.
Yeah, I do. And I, you know, I help my neighbors, I help my friends, you know,
Sure.
and
you're a fairly new resident.
I am, but I tell you, so many opportunities have presented themselves
exactly.
for me to help others, and I've always wanted that. I always wanted to help people
Sure.
more than I just never had the
And here's
opportunity.
the opportunity.
Well, you know, people stuck in their scooters or, you know, all sorts of things. So I really enjoyed the activities that they have here.
Yeah. I'm so glad to hear you say that. You know, I cannot thank you enough. I knew you were going to be fun to talk to. I knew our time would run like crazy.
Yeah, I was worried about that.
No, I was not worried about it. And you all have met Sue today, and we've only just scratched the surface. And this will go not only on our TV, it'll go on YouTube.
YouTube.
So you call CNN and tell them.
I'll tell them.
Okay, but I cannot thank you enough for
Thank you
taking
so
time
much.
to talk to us today. We're just thrilled, and we're glad you showed up. It's not any fun if you don't show up. So come back and join us on the porch, and we'll snag this one again and get some more undercover reporting. Talk to you soon.